Hello there and welcome back to Satisfactory. Yes, we're back on Satisfactory once again, going to be continuing a single player playthrough on 1.1. But first, it is Friday, so hopefully y'all have yourselves a great weekend this weekend, as well as I hope to see you back here on Monday as well. So, if you weren't here last time, we had got the pods done, which took took a lot of hours. It took a lot of detailing work and redoing and stuff like that to get those pods done. But we did get the pods done that kind of isolate our manufacturers, basically forming kind of an interesting factory style layout with the machines being separate from the main building, you know, that kind of stuff. But I think it worked out pretty well, and I do like the way the pods look and stuff like that. So today's plan is to hopefully finish up I want to do some blueprints for the wall work, try to get the machines belted and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get on into it. Let's go. Alrighty, and here we are. So, yeah, a little bit to get done today. Just a little bit. A little bit of work to go. I think I'm going to get the factory going first with all the belt work, and then we'll work on doing everything else. Trying to get some of the blueprints for some of the walls and stuff like that. I think would be a good start anyway. All right, so I've also been looking at this and I've been putting some thought into it, and I realized something. I'm not going to be able to do the belts under the platform. It's just not going to work. Unfortunately, I was looking at it and I was trying to figure out a way, and it's not going to work. And the reason it's not going to work is because if we take our splitters here, and I do a stacked splitter system. Here we go. A stacked splitter system. I can only really get 2, and in some places I can get 1.5, you know, splitters on top of each other. And the reason we need to stack the splitters is because we've got 4 lines going in and then 1 coming out. So we've got 5 belts all together that we have to worry about. Now, can we run the merging belts underground? Absolutely. That's probably what I'm going to end up doing. But the rest of them, absolutely not. We cannot do that. We have to work around it. So yeah, it's just too much. Even if this was a 1 meter, I've already, did it, and it's just like, nope, it's not going to work. So it's just like, okay, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. And I finally found my way. I'm just going to copy over here. So remember the computer factory. The computer factory already has a blueprint for it. I think it's either computer 2 or computer 4. Because we built it quite early on. It's probably 2 because that was probably the next thing we blueprinted. Yes. And it actually is already colored the way we need it, pretty much. I might have to alter it, though. I don't know if the lighting is correct. But yeah, we're going to use this blueprint. Oh, no, we can't use this blueprint. That's right. That's right. I forgot about this. So this blueprint, the reason we can't use it is because it uses 2 splitters on 1 belt. And we have 4 belts, not 3. Okay, so we'll have to make a new one. That's actually pretty easy to do. We're going to need a blueprinter, of course. With all the lag in the world. Oh my gosh, all the lag in the world. PC is going crazy. Oh, getting like 10 FPS, man. It's great. As soon as I put it down, it should be fine. Yeah, it's a little laggy today. I think it's just because I'm uploading. That does take a little bit of PC resources, Yeah, once it gets built here, one of these days. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna go logistics. We're gonna grab ourselves a splitter, and we're just gonna do a stacked splitter. There you go again. A stacked splitter splistum. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so it actually is kind of so the reason that we had to lift these was because of the rock over here. I think that might have been a little bit of a blessing in disguise here. Oh my gosh, the autosave. Because we have to do our splitting up on top of the platform here, and I think that's going to work. Now we do have to be very careful because we can't go taller than this platform right here. So we've only got these two. If we have to sink it into the floor, we shall do that. I don't want to do that, but I will do that if I need to. But it's going to be, stacked, of course. So conveyor splitter. I'm going to go roughly to the middle. And I'm just going to put in my splitters, just like this. We should probably give them a little bit of a paint job too, huh? I'll give them that that faded out orange that I've been using. Okay, for very first split can be there. Do the next one here. Just like that. Bam, bam. Bam. Bam, bam. Okay, perfect. Right, now I'm going to do a slightly better here so that we can actually connect these together. One thing I do have to pay attention to, though, is making sure... I think there is a space for it. Okay, now we're good. Alright, so logistics, then we're going to do stackable pole. And we're going to bring this over to here. Or should we bring it all the way to the edge? Yeah, let's bring it all the way to the edge. And the reason I'm thinking that is because there's going to be 5... I can't put that there. Okay, well... Oops. Okay. But yeah, there's going to be 5 foundations in between these, so... I've done 1, too many on this side. Okay. I'll grab this one. Throw it this way. So why am I putting the belts and stuff in here and not just doing the blueprint for the splitters? This is so that I can use the auto connect feature that we just recently got in 1.1. I can use that, is it in 1.1 or was it in 1.0 as well? Yeah, I get my updates mixed up, I'm sorry. Like, I've been here since update 5, okay? I've been here since update 5. It's been a long time. Sometimes I forget. I forget where things come from. I mean, not that it really matters all that much, I suppose. But yeah, we can use the auto connect feature. Which should be rather nice. And I think, yeah, I'm just going to run it along the floor as well. We'll just run it along the floor. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, like I said, we can't go too much, we can't go too tall, so... Have we got underneath the height? We have. Yeah, we have, the splitter is above it, but the belt is not. So I think the belt will be okay. But like I said, if we absolutely need to, we will go ahead and sink it into the floor. We'll just run a belt, or like a... we'll run the belt downwards, or run the foundation downwards and then put this on top of it. Okay, so now we do need a little bit of architecture, so we're going to take some architecture. I do like using these. These ones are always good. As like little supports. Like that. And then should we grab some of these? And put these on there. Just to kind of tie them in a little bit. Yeah, I think they can look pretty nice. Oops. Yeah, that way they can be tied in. Yeah, PC is not doing well. PC's just a grumpy old man. Okay, so yeah, just a little bit of flare to kind of get us, that was in the middle, right? Yeah, okay. Just a little bit of flare. Kind of pull us together there. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and save that as a, whoops. Was it A.C.U, oh, capital U. And then factory 1. Yep. Okay, that was it. 5, 6, 7. Okay. And then we'll change it to AC. No, it's AD. Yeah, that is. Okay, there we go. Save blueprint. I just love when I do stuff like that and the PC's just like, Berg. Okay. So now we got to figure out how we're going to run our belt. Like, okay, so most of the material is ending up on that side of the factory. So that's where we'll have our main split. And then we'll run our other split right down the middle of this foundation here. We might have to make another blueprint in a minute. This is lining up though. Not bad. Actually, that's not bad. I was expecting worse. That is actually really good. Yeah, we'll have to modify the end of this, of course, but yeah, that's actually really good. Okay. So we know how we're going to get the belts into the pods, which is fine. I just got to figure out how I'm going to make a wall for this. That actually shouldn't be too hard. Go ahead and clear these. Oops. Okay. Select that. And yeah, just select all this. We'll select everything for the moment. Just make sure we got everything selected. Okay. Remove our splitters. And then we can go ahead and delete that. Of course, a lot of stuff got left. Yeah, we don't need any of this. There we go. Okay. The only thing we have now is just the splitters. Alright, let's grab ourselves a wall. Just like this. And then we're going to grab ourselves just a conveyor wall. Bam. 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 There we go. Okay, those are now in place. Is there a way I can make that work? What we could do is do a temporary. So we'll save this as 8, because we're going to save it as 8 anyway. So blueprint saved. Let's grab this blueprint. Actually, we could save this all as one single blueprint, can't we? Yeah. Okay, the wall is not going to be included in this, because we want to keep that round shape, essentially. I just need to wait for this autosave first. Come on, autosave. There we go. Okay. Alright, so this one will have to be pushed in one. Okay, so much like... It's like, I don't know why I don't save this as all one big blueprint. So I push it in like that. Is what I'm thinking, anyway. And that'll kind of follow the roundness of the build. So there, and then push it in. And how's that look? It's not great. It's not great. That was a bit too far, I think. Okay, so then we'll have to go to plan B. All right, plan B is to make a box, essentially. So what we do is we take this wall. We're going to have this wall, but it's going to be made out of foundations instead. Actually, let's do half foundation. So something like that. Vertical it up. And then we might have to put a... I mean, this is already too tall. Okay, I need to see where this ends up here. Okay, that's already too tall, so the wall has to go, but... I mean, this isn't too bad. If we can just grab a little piece. Okay, yeah, we'll minimize it. That'll actually make it easy anyway. However, what I will do is do this. I think that'll get us through the wall on the backside. Oh, but this top one can't have it, can it? No. Okay. No, we'll just leave it like it is then. Yeah, the top one can't have it because then it's going to end up clipping into the flooring. So yeah, that's just not going to work. Alright, so then what I'll do is I'll go architecture. We'll grab ourselves a pillar. Well, one of the... No. No, not thick enough. I guess we just have to use this. I wish I could get it like right in the center. I mean, that's close enough, I think. So right there. Then we'll just do that for all of these. Of course, we need to paint them accordingly. Bam, bam, bam. Get rid of the wall. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this. But then I'm going to add it to the other blueprint. Let's save this. Then we're going to go blueprints, add in blueprint 7. Which should just fit. Okay, so we put it right in the middle. Right? That's right in the middle of the foundation. That should be the correct distance. Right in the middle of the foundation, and then... Okay, so how far is this from the middle? So let's say we put the blueprint right in the middle. Right? What? Oh. Stupid bug. Second time that's happened to me today. 1, 2. Okay. So over 2. The autosave is causing issues. So I would put the wall holes right up against it. Okay, so then these aren't going to be centered then. We'll rely on this to go right up against the pod. But yeah, I want to have a little bit of distance right here. I could get them a little bit closer, but I can't get them any closer than that. Oops. So like, yeah, we can't put them there, but we can definitely put them here. And that should get us right about where we wanted, I would hope anyway. That's still building, that's crazy. Oops. Okay, and then we'll save this as 8 as well. Okay, so then I just got to get everything belted up on the top here, and then we can work on the merging and stuff like that. Alrighty then, and after a little bit of time, we got some decent belting done. Don't take that out of context, but yeah, we got some decent belting done. So this is what the belts look like now on top. So what I did was I just I guess I can actually kind of show you. Let's wait in here and let me get my arms back. There we go. A little bug that happens. So what I did was I just removed these concrete pillars so that I could reach the connection point. And then I just took it from those wall holes that we had just straight up to the lifts. Just to be fast and quick about it, because I had to repeat that 10 times, obviously. And it does take a while. But yeah, those are all connected, and you can't tell from the outside. By doing that, though, even though they're on different heights, by doing that, I made sure that the belts don't poke through. As you can see, they don't poke through the bottom or the top. Like this one goes down, which you can't tell, and then we go to this side. This one goes up. You can kind of see it started to curve, but that's it. Yeah, that is it. Now everything does look pretty good. But now everything's covered. So basically I was going to do a split and then go down this way, but then I realized I had a one-sided blueprint, which was like a little bit unfortunate there. Move this mic back to where it needs to be. And I just finished putting all the belts to the train stations on the output side, or on the feeding side, I guess I should say. But yes, on the feeding side. Now, because we're using so little, I'm not even going to worry about putting any kind of buffers or anything. Because the train is not going to empty out before the train station gets fully unloaded. The belts are not going to fully empty out before that happens. The belts are so long. Other than the automated wiring, the automated wiring obviously is right here, but the belts pretty much are so long that yeah, they would take forever for them to empty out completely. As far as because we're using so little. But yeah, so we come up through here. This is how we're connected down here. So we've got automated wiring, circuit boards, heavy modular frames, and our computers. So all we got to do is grab ourselves a belt. Now this is going to be covered, so you're not going to even see this. Grab ourselves a belt, do that. Do that. And then we're going to do the third one. But we're not going to do the fourth one for now. Because I want to make sure, for one, I want to make sure all these belts are working, but for two, I want to... those aren't splitting. Are they splitting? They're not going anywhere. That one's definitely not splitting. Why isn't it splitting? What the heck? Oh, did some of our... I think some of our belts broke. Either that or there's two circuit... Oh, good. No, there's a circuit board in there. But yeah, that definitely didn't fill up already. No, something else is wrong. Why isn't it going anywhere? What? 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 How is it not connected? What? I'm so confused. So what you're telling me, these is not connected. Hey, look. We've got automated wiring circuit boards. Oh no. Am I gonna have to go through each one of these pods and fix this? It actually is connected. You can see that it is connected. But it's not going through the floor hole. Oh, this is bullcrap. So what you're telling me is I'm going to have to go through and fix every single one of these because the floor holes are bugged. Well, no, the floor holes aren't bugged. Hold on. Something else is bugged. Oh, don't tell me it's the machine. No, it's the machine. The machine's bugged. Wait, I'm stupid. Never mind. Nope, just ignore me. I'm sure people were screaming at me just now. You know, machines don't take in items when they're not powered. You know what? Shut up. Don't you guys say anything, okay? Don't you dare say anything about anything. That did not just happen. And yes, I could edit it out to make me not look stupid, but you know what? That was a very stupid thing for me to do. To forget about. Actually, I was like, what the... Why is it... Imagine if I didn't notice and I went through all the blueprints and then still couldn't get them fixed. I just assumed that they were working or, you know, just something crazy. I would have felt so dumb. I mean, I feel dumb now, but I would have felt even more dumb had I done something like that. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to actually power up the... I forgot to actually give these power. You know, I probably should have powered them from the outside, but this probably won't reach, will it? Oh, it will reach. Wow. I can't believe that'll reach. That's a really long wire. Well, we're not going to do that. What we're going to do... I guess I could... You know what? I'm going to temporarily hook it up until we get the walls in. And then once they get the walls in, then we'll permanently hook it up. So we'll temporarily hook it up for now. And then, like I said, yeah, once we get the walls in place, then we'll go ahead and put the rest of the power connectors. But I need to get this factory up and going today. So that is the whole point of this episode, pretty much. Because I knew I probably wasn't going to get to the wall stuff today. I was hoping that we might, but I was like, yeah, we're probably not gonna. Just because already it's already taken me so long just to do this particular thing, particular set. That's okay though. We're getting her done. But hey, just think of this. Once this factory's up and running, we can remove most of our temporary of damn near everything. There we go. So now, yeah, as you can see, now we're taking in items. And now I'm sitting here thinking, just imagine if it was broken and I had to replace all the floor holes. That is 40 floor holes and 80 lifts I'd have to reconnect. 40 floor holes and then a lift on the top of the floor hole and a lift on the bottom. Sorry, I bumped the mic there. Yeah. That would have been, that would not have been fun. Oh, it looks like they're filled up already. That's good. But now if we go inside of here, now we can see, yeah, these are definitely filled. As well. So, oh, circuit boards aren't making it over here. What is take? Oh, I guess it's 200, isn't it? Yeah, because every stack is 50. The circuit boards are 200. So that's a lot of stuff. So yeah, it is going to take a little bit for the circuit boards to back up, but that's the main point, is to let the circuit boards, let everything big and major back up, and then we'll connect the computers, because the computers are the least used, so they'll be super fast. But yeah, I do gotta let this entire thing back up first. And then we'll connect to computers. And then once we got the computers connected, then we need to get the output done. The output is going to go underneath the platform. So we're going to pull a lift all the way down as far as it can, or as far as it needs to be underneath. And then we'll just merge everything. And then once it's merged, we'll bring it to here. And obviously what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in a smart split system, and we'll put the sink over here, as well as we'll put the uploaders on this in between these two train stations here. I think that'll be really good. But yeah, those circuit boards are what's going to take the most amount. Oh, we didn't even use all the circuit boards. I guess the train stations do hold a lot, don't they? Okay, it looks like we're backed up on circuit boards. This is good. Alright. So now we'll go over here through Lagtastic Town. It is very laggy over here. And the more factories we add, the laggier it's going to get. Or the more laggy it's going to get, I should say. Okay, and there goes the computers. So now we should hear... Yep, factory's working. Yep, factory's working. Just going to make sure that each one of these factories is working. Yeah, that one's working. There's even less computers as we go along. This is like the Steam computer, isn't it? Like, tiny little thing. The Steam, what is Steam Deck? No, it's not the Steam Deck. It's the, I thought Steam was developing a computer at one point. They wanted to develop a computer that you could play your Steam games on, which I thought was actually pretty smart. If they could break into that market, like that would be brilliant. Throw 40 computers in there. Yeah, that one's working as well. Very, very good. This factory just got enough computers to make. Then we got our autosave. Yeah, if I wasn't also uploading, it wouldn't be as bad. As I'm using some of my computer resources to upload. Yep, all of our factories are working. So we are now making adaptive control units. Woo! Holy freaking crap. That is amazing. Okay, so with this particular thing, what I'm going to do... this might be a little bit of a pain to make work. Because I got to put... well, basically, I got to put a wall in. If I want to put a wall hole in, I've got to put a wall in as well. I can just throw it there. All right, so then we'll grab a wall hole, and this is for the output. And like I said, we'll just merge them down here. I believe that's the height, isn't it? Yeah, I think it is. It looks like it. Okay, and then we'll just throw a floor hole there. And of course, we'll bring it out to here. I didn't press that button. What the heck? Yeah. I think we'll just put a merger, and then we'll connect it with a belt. Conveyor merger. Let's see, the train station is closest to this. So should we go backwards, like go the opposite way? Because the train station is closest to this particular one rather than that side. Then it doesn't have to come over the belt for the input in order to get to the train station. So I'll say, yeah, this is the final merger. Okay, perfect. All right, so yeah, then we just got to connect this up to that train station. So it's gonna be a little bit laborious, I can tell you that much. All right, let me get all this connected to that train station so we can actually get the adaptive control units into the train station, get them uploaded, and then next week we can go ahead and tear apart that temporary factory that's making adaptive control units. That entire temporary factory setup in that section is going to be completely removed, including the train stations that are bringing plastic and screws over there, because we'll no longer need all that, which will be awesome. All right, let me get that all connected up, and then we'll move on to phase alpha. What's phase alpha? I do not know, but we shall find out. Alrighty then, finally got all of that done, roughly. But yeah, got everything connected. All of the factories are working, including I did get the sink hooked up as well. So we got the sink hooked up. I just kind of throw it out here in the middle. Just kind of throw it out in the middle. Got some power going to it. And then that goes underground. Comes from this particular side. So all of our... So this is more like an inspection line here. All of our adaptive control units come through here. And then they get... when they get sent to the left, that's obviously the any setting. And then if the train station is completely full, it will send it to the overflow, which goes underground, just follows this, and then goes straight to this one, and then around to the sink. So I think that that looks pretty good there. All right. So now that we pretty much got all that done, obviously we just got a little bit of a prep work for next time, of course, including blueprints and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure how high I want to go with this particular blueprint, but I think we're going to go more standard boxy than anything else for this particular build. I do want to do some depths and stuff to it, but for the most part, I just kind of want to move on to the next factory. I'm at that state where it's just like, I want to move on to the next factory. And actually, we can kind of see what is our next factory going to be. So, can we make assembly directory systems yet? I don't think we can, because we need supercomputers, don't we? Yeah. All right, so what does it take to make supercomputers? Let's open that in the codex. Once our autosave is done. There we go. All right, so in order to make supercomputers, we're going to need either AI limiters and high-speed connectors, or because we're going to use one of the two top ones. I'm not going to use the OC computers because we're going to need those radio control units for our those radio control units, and we're going to need those cooling systems as well. The super state computer would be pretty good, but I'm still leaning more towards the other one. Although the super state computers are really cheap. I mean, either way, we've got to make two factories. So there's a couple of prerequisite factories that we got to make. AI limiters and high-speed connectors. We got to make these either way. It doesn't matter. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out which one we need first. Actually, you know what we could do? Just type. Let me give us the caps locked on that one. All right. Nuclear pasta. Oh. Gonna have to type that in here. Okay, nuclear pasta, so it's only one recipe, which is these. Now this one, we could get the pressure conversion cubes up and running. The pressure conversion cubes, there's only one recipe, which is this and this. So let's open up this. So this one, radio, I don't remember which one we picked, but it looks like we would need crystal oscillators. Okay, so then crystal oscillators, AI limiters. The insulated crystal oscillator is, I think, is a much better recipe because it's much cheaper. Plus, we're already using a crap ton of our cable, so we're gonna do the insulated crystal oscillator, which needs AI limiters. So we need, I guess, AI limiters is the next one we need to work on. AI limiters, we've got two of them. We've got the plastic AI limiter, which take plastic and quick wire, or we've got the regular AI limiter, which is copper sheets and quick wire. Now, the copper sheets and quick wire is actually, no, the plastic AI limiter is much cheaper, isn't it, on quick wire? Because I'm looking at the quick wire, and it's 20 to make one. This one's 30 to make two, so it's 10 cheaper. However, we end up using a lot more plastic, and we still need plastic. I think we still need plastic for like other stuff. Yeah. See, even if we wanted to go the electromagnetic control rod route, we would need to make AI limiters. Yeah, AI limiters are using the crystal oscillator. We're going to use this one, the regular supercomputer, as well as the control rods. Now, is there an alternate to control rods? There is, and it's the high-speed connector. Now, the high-speed connector might be also the next logical step. And I think we're going to have to go with the silicon high-speed. It's a little more expensive, and it's slower. Damn it. It's more expensive on the circuit boards too, but the cable is where I'm struggling. We're gonna need a lot of other stuff. So high-speed connector might be our next step. So it's a toss of the coin, isn't it? High-speed connectors or AI limiters. Either way, we're going to be working on that. And now electromagnetic control rods. We're not going to worry about uranium fuel rods or anything that has to do with power. And the reason we're not going to worry about that is because these type of power systems are going to be their own system. I know how what I said is one factory serves everything around the map. Power is a little bit different. Power, we're going to bring in raw resources to then provide for nuclear power when we go to do that. Yeah, so I'm thinking AI limiters and high-speed connectors is definitely going to be our next two factories to get done. Those are just two really big factories that just need, well, I wouldn't say big factories, two decently sized factories that need to get done. So then we can make, because if we can make electromagnetic control rods, there's our magnetic field generators already done, to make a factory for those, because we've already got the versatile framework, the permanent one, done. So that makes sense for there. But yeah, I think next time, obviously, which will be next week, we'll get this factory finished up. We'll close it up, get the shell on, kind of like what we did with the computer factory. We'll get the shell done. We'll get some blueprints for it, get the shell done, and then we can work on and then we can work on the next factory, which I think I'm going to go high-speed connectors. I think that is the next logical step, is to get the high-speed connectors, because those also take circuit boards, is to get the high-speed connectors finished. Because if we can get the high-speed connectors finished, that also opens the gate for a few other factories. Well, opens up the gate for electromagnetic control rods as well as supercomputers, and the radio connection unit if we want to go that route. I haven't even thought about those yet, but yeah, so high-speed connectors is going to be next, and then we'll work on AI limiters, and then those two together will then form into other factories. So we're actually getting quite close to producing factories for Phase 4. So now, when it comes to some of this other stuff, yeah, we definitely need a lot more. But these are the factories that are in the grasslands are going, except for the nuclear pasta, but the factories in the grasslands are going to be the electronic factories. That is what we've decided a long time ago. So anyway, with that though, I do believe that is going to be it for this episode of Satisfactory. So like I said, next time we will put the shell on this and then get started on the next one, which that'll be Monday. So yeah, and since it is Friday, hopefully you all have yourselves a great weekend this weekend. And I do hope to see you back here on Monday. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. So I do hope you enjoyed. Oh, and before you go, I'd like to give a huge shout out and thank you to all of the investors you can see on your screen right now. Seriously, thank you. You guys are awesome. It is much appreciated. And until next time, I guess it's a goodbye.